Welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. It's Jasmine with a 7-card spread. This one is for Tyler Lee Ryan and Joshua Vallow's grandparents, Kay and Larry Woodcock, I believe is their name. This is their final thoughts and feelings about the situation. The grandparents of Tyler Lee Ryan and Joshua Vallow, their names are Kay and Larry Woodcock, and this is their final thoughts and feelings about the situation. What feelings do they remain in? And y'all excuse my nails. I've been trying to take off my false nails. All the salons are closed. I can't get to them, so I decided to just take my nails off so they look all jacked up. So I don't want to hear nothing in the comments about them. Excuse me. Anyway, let's get started. For the first one, we have the 10 of Swords. Now, everybody knows this represents the end of a cycle. The man's laying dead, the swords are in his back. But if you do notice in the background, there's a little bit of yellow, and that always means a new day is coming. But this card does represent the end of the cycle, no life left in a situation, a sudden misfortune. I'm hearing sudden misfortune, but things have reached their natural conclusion. Okay, this card indicates a deep sense of loss. It also could indicate legal things, a deep sense of loss, which could be about something legal. I'm hearing legal. Yeah. End of a karmic cycle, end of a lifestyle, past obligations, old lifestyle that comes to a close, karmic debt, Sorry, y'all, the light's not good. It's nighttime. And I worked all day today, and I'm here to do this reading. So this is the energy, we all know this is the energy because of what happened to the children. So this is the energy that they're in, okay? The next is the Queen of Cups, and it's in the reverse. I believe that this is the grandmother, Kay. I believe her name is Kay Woodcock. And this is her energy. See, when it's in the upright position, she is holding her feelings in because the cup isn't open, it's closed. So the queen here is sitting here and she's looking at the cup. If you notice, she's got her legs almost crossed at the bottom. So when something's crossed, it means they don't want no one talking to them. Like if your arms are crossed or legs are crossed, that's a symbol of you don't want anyone bothering you, talking to you. Okay. But it's in the reverse. So in the reverse, she's in a state of where she has sudden outbursts. Like she gets angry. She's extremely sad about losing the kids. And then when people talk to her, she gets angry and she have a moment of outburst because she's holding all those emotions in. Not knowing what happened to someone is torture. Because I went through that once, and that's a whole different story. I'll tell you about it one day. But not knowing where somebody is that you love and thinking about it every day is torture. So that she's in this torture. She's real sensitive right now, and she doesn't want to hear anything from anybody. Only, she constantly going in her mind thinking about the truth, what happened, where are they at, and it's constant. So it's driving her crazy. She's out of balance. I'm seeing emotionally she's out of balance. She's not thinking clearly, and she feels all these turbulent conditions around her is just too much for her. So she remains like inside her mind. She's, when they get on the news, they talk and say, we want to know the truth and all this, but when she's at home alone, she's inside her mind. She can't come out of her mind because she's constantly thinking about the kids, what happened to them. And then when someone tries to talk to her, she's real sharp. She's real sharp and aggressive, and she'll have sudden outbursts because all this is just too much for her. Now, next to her is the Queen of Swords. Now, the queens can also represent male energy. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a woman. So I think this Queen of Swords represents the grandfather. And if you notice in the background, there's a bird coming in. So those are messages coming in. Okay, and it looks like the winds might be blowing because of the trees, the way the trees are, and the clouds are all. So that means a message is coming in, and this queen's got the sword up. So that all this means information. Information coming in, or they're seeking the information. He is seeking the information. He's more stronger in his will than the grandmother because, he's a man, of course. So he's more able to handle, situations. This card represents thinking, like thinking. So, he feels like someone's not paying attention to the true calling of a situation. I'm hearing that he's thinking that in his mind. His thoughts are just all over the place, because he goes in his mind through scenarios of what could have happened. Like he goes through one scenario, excuse me, and then another scenario, and then another. So his mind is just like all over the place. Sorry, I'm yawning because I'm sleepy. I do see like he's a really smart man. Like he's a real smart man. He's able to figure things out. His mind is sharp. I'm hearing that his mind is sharp, and he's a good listener. And he can analyze all kinds of conditions in his mind. He feels like the truth will come out. Because, see, again, there's a bird, so messages are coming through. So I think he's close in his mind, or he thinks to himself that he's close to solving the crime, or solving the issue, or finding out the truth. And he's the type of person that can bear his feelings well. He's not, locked up in the mind like the grandmother is. He's more of a thinker. And even though he's having difficult I'm hearing human conditions, he's able to, still talk about stuff and have people talk to him in a way where he can answer. But I do feel like he thinks he is close to solving it. He's got tricks up his sleeve, y'all. He's close to finding something out. This is what this card is representing for him. Yeah, he's also able to keep his emotions in check, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so, yeah, she remains in that energy here. He remains in this energy. So for the next one is the the Five of Cups in the reverse. When it's in the upright position, you see the man or woman crying over spilt milk. So this is how they were up, crying over, what was missing. But they don't realize they still got something back here to look forward to. So now it's in the reverse. Okay, so this energy in the reverse, when it's in the reverse, it actually shows there's hope. So I feel like since it fell right next to him and under here, I feel like he thinks that there's still hope, that they're alive. So he's still hoping they're alive. He's still hoping they're going to be found, which in turn makes him happy. And sorry, y'all, I just can't stop yawning. I'm so tired. I worked a 12-hour shift today. Okay. So he's trying to get a hold of old friends and new friends and as many people as he can contact to talk about this situation, to see if they know anything or seen anything. So he continues on his search, and he has a lot of hope, for the new day. Maybe he thinks to himself, maybe tomorrow we're going to find out the truth, and then the next day, tomorrow we're going to find out. And he keeps on that way in order for him to keep going. Because if he didn't do that and say those things to himself, he wouldn't be able to keep going forward, So in his mind, he says, not all is lost. I hear not all is lost. Things are going to turn out okay. We're going to find out what's going on. The truth is going to come out. So he says all this stuff to him just to keep himself going. I hear that he's trying to rise with courage. He's trying to rise above the loss. Okay, so he is trying to rise above the loss. So for the next card, this is the card of heavy burden. So right now, they're both in this energy. See how the man is bent over, but he's still carrying the sticks. And all these wands represent emotions, love, and stuff like that. So family, emotions, love, and everything. So they're in this energy here where they feel like it's a heavy, heavy burden on their shoulders. They actually don't know what to do. So one of them remains like this, where she's inside of her mind. The other one, he remains hopeful, saying we're going to find the kids, we're going to find the kids. But in reality, the burden is so heavy that they can barely carry it. And I'm feeling that one of them might get really sick if they don't hurry up and find something, because they remain in this energy. They can't get out of this energy because the kids are missing. So they've been in this energy for months now, which will probably wreak havoc on their health, because they're both elderly people. So eventually you'll start getting sick and your body will break down when you're under that much stress. And I am seeing that. I'm seeing that either one of them or both of them could suddenly get sick or something happen because they're carrying so much stress. You know, Lori ought to be ashamed of herself, because, you know, her acts make other people go through things. You know, we all have to realize that whatever we do, it always affects somebody else. No matter what we do in this lifetime, it affects other people. It doesn't just affect one person or us or whatever. Our actions always affect somebody else. And this is how they're being affected. The burden is so heavy they can barely shoulder it. You know, they're barely making it through. Every day is a struggle for them. They cry at night. She cries at night. He worries during the day. They can't sleep. You know, they don't eat right. They can't do their regular routines because they just sit there thinking, and they don't do the regular stuff like they used to anymore. You know, maybe they sat and played cards or not dominoes, but you know what old people do. They sit and play. They sit and play cards, or she knits or whatever. And he's probably fiddling in his garage with tools or something, but they can't do anything. All they do is sit there and think. So they're like a prisoner in their own mind because of this. And it's literally making them sick. Okay, so I do see that. So now this is the card of decisions, like don't know which way to turn. This person in here is blindfolded. The two crosses means a crossroad. So right now they're at a crossroad in their life, and they never expected to be this way at this age. Okay, so they're at a crossroads to where they feel like they don't know which way to turn, which way to go, how to fix things. Okay, so they and see that water in the back, it's not smooth, and there's jagged edges, rocks. So if this person were to fall over, they'd hit themselves on these rocks. So that's not a good energy. But they are in this energy, as well as to they're not sure of the future. Like they're not sure what's going to happen, or what's going to happen to them, even, you know, if they remain in this energy, and they're still waiting to hear about Lori and Chad and all that. So all this energy together is making them sick and worry, and they're just at a crossroad. This literally means when you're at a crossroad, okay, in your life. And that's a bad energy for them. Now this card is the Five of Wands. I see a lot of fives here. I see 2 5s, 2 10s, and 2 queens. Okay, so that represents yeah, wow. Okay, so anyway, we have the Five of Wands here, and in the upright, this is a scattered energy where everybody's fighting and waving their wands. It's not directed at one person or the other, it's just scattered, and that's how their family life was, all of them. They were in this energy all the time, fighting each other and, you know, saying words that weren't right, and just their energy was horrible. They didn't have balance, harmony. There was a lot of dysfunction in that family. Okay, lots of dysfunction in that family. So, but now it's in the reverse. Now that, you know, all those people have died, the children are gone, so that energy is dying down. But now the grandparents carry that burden, okay? They never thought that they would lose all these people first. They thought they would go first, but now they lost everybody, and they remain in this energy here. What they want here more than anything is for Lori, they want to sit down with her, and they would like to sit down with her and discuss with her, where are the children, and they want honest communication. Like, they think to themselves, if we could just sit down with her in private and talk to her honestly, and she could tell us, where are the children? They think about this all the time. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that's what they want. They want to sit down with her privately and discuss everything, excuse me, from beginning to end, and they feel like they can accomplish something, or at least find out the truth, if they get a chance to talk to her. But I don't see that coming for them. But this is what goes on in their mind. These are their feelings. These are their thoughts. And like I said, their thoughts are all over the place because they're elderly. Worry for them is horrible. When they worry, it's horrible because they're an older couple. She can barely get up out of bed in the morning to eat or to even bathe or do anything. It's just like they're zombies just walking around in this torture all the time. But they do want to sit down with Lori and discuss the problems, like without any physical fighting or without name calling or anything like that. They want it to be a constructive conversation with everybody involved. It's what everybody that's involved or was involved or is involved, they want to sit down and just have a private conversation with them. And that's the energy they remain in. They're kind of hoping for that. But like I said, I don't see it coming. I can do more cards later and see if they're going to actually get to do that. But I really don't see it coming. Not for them anyway. They're angry, they're sad, they're hurt. They're in a horrible state of anxiety. I hear a lot of anxiety for them. Especially for the grandmother. She's in terrible anxiety because, she just can't even imagine what happened to those kids, and like I said, the grandfather, excuse me, he can bear his feelings better than she can, than the grandmother can. So it's literally making them sick, just making them sick. So I feel sorry for those grandparents. I pray that at least the truth comes out, whether they're dead or alive. If the truth can just come out, they can, one day accept it and move on with their lives. But as long as they don't know the truth, they remain in limbo. Their life is literally in limbo, just waiting and waiting. That's a horrible way to be, being in limbo, not knowing. So you can't carry on your normal activities during the day or your normal things that you do. You're just there inside your mind thinking. So they remain in limbo, waiting to see what's going to happen. So, it wouldn't surprise me if one of them end up in the hospital or sick or something like that, because all the stress is literally going to break their bodies down and make them sick. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't want it to happen. I will pray for them. But I honestly do see them becoming ill because the stress is going to overcome them, All right, guys, I'm going to stop it here. Thanks for watching. I might do a part 2 on them. But yeah, this is for the grandparents, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, leave your comments down below. If you want a personal reading, follow the directions down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.